Hello and welcome to another video. So today we're taking a look at a rotation and a rune list. This is a pretty reasonably popular list at the moment as far as lists go. Most people seem to be running a very similar variant of this for RuneCraft, although I've found that, some people are running more Rayo or messing around with mostly numbers in this deck. In this one in particular, I'd taken straight from, of course, Twitter and some of the other competitive lists and was messing around with it a little bit, and it definitely doesn't use the perfect, 3 of everything number system that a lot of other decks will use, but it seems to actually do okay. The single Rayo is usually enough to really work things out. Solomon, not really 100% necessary from what I have seen. Of course, when you pull him off, he can pull off some insane Zealot combos, but outside of that, I found him to be reasonably average, so we are going to get into this and take a look. So, kicking us off, we are going up against Forestcraft. Forest seems to be making some kind of return on the rotation ladder as far as the amount of people playing it. Not that I've noticed it to be that great. I've even got one video that will be coming up for Forest that was very, very average as far as techs go. So kicking things off, we've got at least our Mecha Wing, which is a good early spell. Drawing the Insight definitely helped us out, being able to support, of course, the Fiery and the Zealot of Truth. And the double Tetra will actually open up a few plays for us as well, so we've actually got some pretty decent options as far as plays go for spells, so we're not too bad with that. So now we do just need a way to take these out. Unfortunately, we don't really have anything yet, so we can only really play the board. Although I did find a lot of these kind of games, especially against Forest players, end reasonably quickly through mostly concedes once you wipe boards. If you can get something down that's consistent like Tetra here and wipe their board, typically they will be conceding around turn 5 or 6. That's at least from what I've experienced so far. So as you can see here, we get a pretty decent setup with Delta Cannon, getting that removal, setting up our Tetra, and not really having to worry too much. So even with their good trade here, it's not really a perfect play for them. And we're just pushing the spells to the board, because the more of those we can get down, the better. Forest player trying to go wide, or wider, not so much wide. Probably going to lose everything this turn though, since of course it's a very easy clear here. Delta Cannon going to pick up the 3-2, so we don't have to worry about that. Wind Blast, and we even set up our Fiery Embrace to be playable. Predatory Might, not a bad one for removing a single targeted follower. Now, Falcon and a Fairy, that was really all they had left. Once you kind of run out of steam around this point in the game, Forest will typically concede. They just don't have anything to pull back. So, next up, we are playing against a Dragon.
Time to shine, Daria. This one's for my family.
So, Insight, definitely a good top deck. Mecha Wing, also pretty decent for a turn 2 play. And the Fiery Embrace is not a bad one to have in your initial hand when you're looking to spell boost. So just going obviously straight for the Insight. That's really the only good first turn play if you want to make one. Missile is also a good turn 2 when you don't want to flood the board. So from this position it's actually not too bad. Now, opponent went for a very similar line of play the turn before, so we're both pretty much equal at the moment. It's really going to come down to this kind of swinging turn. And Conjure Golem is actually not bad with a Wind Blast. Not the best way to use Wind Blast, but when you're getting those spell bursts, I'll take it. I'll take it, for sure. And that's a little rough. I don't want to have to deal with that. The unattackable cards can usually be a problem for some decks, unfortunately for them. These rune decks handle those really well with things like Gloria, Fiery Embrace, and really just Windblast. All those sort of cards do a wonderful job of dealing with them. And we're all set up with a very nice board. Not too bad for them though, being able to get a nice Apostle of Disdain going. And I just aim for a nice ritual. I mean, at this point, why not? I've got Fiery Embrace to take this out, Insight as well as a nice little draw setup. We can even throw the extra Evo down, since we can potentially get another one back next turn if we need it. We can just go for some more damage. I mean, why not at this point? So now we're only 1 damage off lethal as far as next turn goes, regardless of what they play. So we've set ourselves up pretty nicely. So Missile will be enough, with the Golem alone, to take the game on turn 6. This deck can be quite fast, even when you're not using the big combo plays. So I did find myself playing this variant of deck a lot more aggressively, and that's typically where I was managing to get the wins. If I tried to play it in a more slower fashion and aim for Zealot of Truth, Omen, and Solomon plays, those kind of triple combo plays, really didn't work out as well. I definitely wanted to aim for the quicker plays, take advantage of Tetra, set up stuff like Truth Adjudication and Zealot of Truth for more mid to late game if I was getting dragged out. I really found that most of the time the early game was really what clinched it, so definitely focusing on that seems to help this deck quite a bit. If you guys, of course, did enjoy this video and you want to see more, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. You'll find heaps on my channel as we cover heaps of Shadowverse and are still covering it reasonably for now, at least for now. So until next time guys, see ya.